So anyways, that's where it's at. Let me go here. I don't know how to, so as we're working today, we've got winged creatures and just kind of that idea of delving deeper. So let's start out. Welcome. We're going to take the arms out to the sides. And then your right arm is over the other. And you wrap. Take a deep breath in, and then you circle. So if you can, you're inhaling on the upswing, on the downswing, you exhale, and if you can, you're sweeping your arms across the floor, across your mat. Let's say 3 circles or so. And then reverse your circles. Inhale, upswing. Exhale on the downswing. Really let your neck release. And then we'll reverse. But first, before we reverse, we've got Wally's favorite. We have, remember how your legs are crossed? We have boat. So you extend your legs, go back, and you can hold or not hold, knees bent or straight, and breathe. Push out through the ball of the foot. Inhale. And exhale. And then reversing. So once again, reverse the arms. Arms are out to the sides, and then your left arm over the other, and you wrap. Taking a deep breath in. And circle. Up. And circle. And then reversing at least 3 circles in each direction. Great, and then once you've released, you got it, boat. So extending the legs, and then going back, and in the way you want or need to on this, and push out the ball of feet and breathe. I like to look up, and somehow it helps me. And releasing. Soles of the feet are together, holding the feet. And sure it's good to see everybody. And then lowering. So you're stretching your inner thighs, stretching your low back. You know, we always start out with lots and lots of warm-ups. So today, specifically, our warm-ups are going to include a lot of maybe some inner thigh stretches and some hamstring and outer hip. So that we could go into those winged creatures. So using your strap if you need to, or you're coming onto your back and you're going to reach for your right foot. Right foot is in the air. Pushing up through the heel. Deep breath in. So the dragonfly is the first winged creature to evolve. First creature with wings. Yeah. So let's go ahead and hold the right foot with just your right hand, or if you have a strap, using just your right hand. And then left hand is on your left thigh. And that might be it for you. Or you lift your head, and in which case now you're using your core. You're also stretching, and you know, if you have more flexibility, you're bringing head to knee, but if not, don't worry about it. You're lifting using your core. Good. And breathe like that. Reach is that. And release and lower the leg. We'll do second side, reaching for your left. Pushing up through the heel. Yeah, to make it a little easier, your right knee is bent, more intense, your right leg is straight. And so initially, both hands can hold, strap, the foot. And then we'll go ahead and place right hand on right thigh. And that might be it for you, or exhale, lift your head, engage your abdominals as you lift, try and bring head towards knee. And hand reaching towards your right hand, reaching towards the right knee. Engage your core, good. And release and lower the legs, good. First side again, this time no straps. Your arms are at a T position. And this is one move that I learned long ago at a yoga for athletes class. So right ankle flex, your right leg comes across. So it asks you to be strong because you're having to hold your leg up as high as hip, good. And you're turning your head to the right, getting your right shoulder down, but also asks for flexibility. Come back to center. Take a breath in, exhale, twist. We'll do 4 to each side. They're not held so much as they are repeated. Inhale, center. Exhale, third time. Come across. You're rolling onto your outside left hip, rolling onto the outside left foot, and back to center. And exhale, last one. Come across. Imagine that from bird's eye view, from the drone's view, you look like an L shape, your legs. And back to center, and hug knee to chest, lift your head to knee. Some of you can hug your shin bone, ankle, or grab your foot. And lower. Arms out at a T, left leg up in the air. Straightening as best as you can, good. And that idea of your ankle is flexed and active through the leg, and then go ahead and twist. First one, turning your head opposite, and you have your foot hip height, and back to center. Exhale across, kind of moving slowly, but not holding so long. And back to center. Always on the inhalation coming back, and then exhale, twist. Back to center. I believe we have one more. Go ahead and notice how your head is always moving like opposite of the leg. Comes the twist and then back to center. Hugging knee to chest. Lift your head. Reach as far down your shin bone or your head to knee, or reaching for your foot if you can. That's good. And then releasing. Good. So again, using hand to foot or using your strap, it's now your leg going out to the side, and you'll see again like these are nice warm up. So we have different levels of flexibility, right? You can use your strap, hold your big toe. And some of you reaching your heel. Do you need a strap? You need a strap. Oh, I can get it. Yeah. They're over here in this drawer. Here's a lot. Good. Okay, and then let's go ahead and come back to center and do the second side. It's always nice in between sides to kind of notice, wow, that feels different. And then we have the other one, holding strap, big toe, heel, as you come out to the side, inner thigh stretch. Oh, I'm so glad you suggested the fans. Great. Okay, and let's say one more breath here. And exhale, release, come on out, and then we're going to make our way to sitting. So as we come to sitting, let's go ahead and just come to tabletop. If you prefer being on your, if it's too much on your wrist, come back to bridge. But if not, your heel draws where your knees were. You're gonna roll your shoulders back, press up, and use your glutes, your hamstrings. This is good. Also, for if your hamstrings are really tight, this tones your hamstrings, but also warms them up. So they will stretch for you. So that you can drop your head down. And then lower. Release and release your wrists. Okay, I'll turn this way. And then you can repeat that or come to reverse plank. So hands are behind you, feet are together, take a breath in, and then press up. And your heels press in. Maybe you're tilting your head back so it's pointed, and breathe. Good, and release, and then as you release, roll out the wrists again. All right. Well, we have Heron. So again, some do need a strap on this. You know, we'll start out with. I'll start out with right. If you're using your strap, you're here. If you can, you're holding your, okay. The back likes the rest. So you can lengthen your spine. Get your Heron, Kunchasana, and then again, it's like, I think it's a stretch of the imagination at times. Lengthening. And then we add a twist. So left hand only holding straps or left hand only holding the foot. And what I like to say is your right hand's going to help you to twist, push into the mat, get the long spine twist. And then if you like, you take flight, you extend your right arm and spread your wings. That's it. Exhale. And then both hands holding the strap again, or let's see, right hand on top, right wrist on top of the other, lengthening. And sometimes we lower our head, maybe just bowing the head or reaching head towards me. It goes on. You're going to bend your right knee and shift more towards the straight leg, like the left side of your back kind of shifts more because of the way it will work. You're going to twist. Keep both sitting bones down. Long spine, that's good, and twist. So a question for those of you here, and then you're going to twist the other way towards your belly. You got it. You could kind of. I just want to, if you prefer not to be assisted, I totally get it. Just put your hand up, and then I'll see, and I'll understand if you prefer not to.
Oh, I would.
You want to? Okay. Everybody's like, touch me.
Absolutely.
We are kind of social creatures. And thank you for trusting me. Also,
I'm pretty back, so
okay, I will be happy to do that. So, and then from here, so you can stay in your twist, or you start to press up, and it's kind of like you're going to adjust your knee. It looks like a lot of like side plank, but there's more to it, right? You're going to bring your left arm up over here. Meredith already knew where we were going. Stretching your side. Step your left foot back. Off the mat, in fact. And then look up at the ceiling. And if you're feeling a little fanciful today, or if you can, you're going to take left hand, left foot, and make a bow out of your body. Yeah. There's some balance involved. Breathing in. Exhale. It's a quad stretch as well.
thank God.
Oh. And then release. Come on down. And let's again just roll out your wrists. And you have a second side. You're going to use your strap if you need to, holding onto your foot for the second side of. And so you'll notice how we kind of shift back and then see if you can be more upright with your spine. Is that possible?
like using the strap to have a straight leg or holding with your hand and bent?
Oh, that's a really good question. I think the pose is really cool when you can hold, if you're that close, it's actually better to hold and have your knee bent, because you can really get that, there's something about the pressure of the pose, the pressure of holding that close, you to get your back straight. So that's a
I
good
can
question.
do it, but I just
On
can't
this
stand
one,
it
yes.
straight.
Okay, and then we have the twist, so right hand holding, and so again, Meredith had a question about, is it okay to bend the knee and then do away with the strap, and I say yes. So you're turning, oh, your helper hand's helping you, pushing into the mat, and then extend the arm and spread your wings and breathe. Isn't that nice? It's mirrors, oh, mirrors. And then release and take your wrist of one wrist over the other, lengthen. Deep breath in, and then lower your head, towards you. Great, and then now bend your knee and shift over towards the side of your mat, the side of the straight leg is. And keep both sitting bones down and another twist. And this twist is deeper, right? So you really move through your belly and look to the wall behind you. That's okay. That's what you're doing. So with practice, you will grow so much more lumber. And go ahead and start to take flight from here. So you've been turning, and then you're going to, let's see, which way was it? Yeah. Over. Ooh, take your back leg, your straight leg, reach it back. Stretch the arm up over here. It's a wonderful side bend. And then look up at the ceiling. Oh, you never know. Maybe you're gonna turn into a bow. Maybe you can catch hold of your back foot. Kick the leg back. Wonderful quad stretch. And breathe. So the pose, the asana, is a vehicle to breathe. It's a vehicle to transform. A vehicle really to delve deeper into life. That's kind of cool. Come on out and release, and then just roll up. All right, so we're gonna just come back onto our backs one more time, because I think after that, it's kind of nice to just stretch your lower back. Just take a moment to squeeze, press knees to chest, stretching your back. Take 3 rounds of breath. Inhale. Exhale. Here. And okay. Let's come up and come right to child's pose. And from child's pose, now some of you might want a blanket for your knees. Here. And by the way, at some point, class, those who are here, maybe you can help me, because I'm not sure why, but some of the squares, oh, I see. So when I come to standing, I'll be cut off. And I don't know quite how, I want to have the camera close by, but maybe you can help me. Like, I'll be here, say on my mat, and you can help adjust it so that I'm not decapitated. Okay. So here I am, stretched in the child's pose, and then you're gonna round your back. Some of you are gonna say, I'll do cat-cow, but others will say, oh, I'm gonna come forward, upward facing dog. Knees can be down or knees are up. And then exhale back. I want you to think of yourself as a wave You're this amazing wave. Oh, you're gonna be a tsunami. Round your back, and then crash ashore. Reach up, exhale, pressing back. And a few more times, going to come forward, roll forward, good, and look up, and back again. And this time, we're gonna go to downward facing dog. So you curl toes under, press on back, and start to pedal, bend one knee, press opposite heel down, back and forth. So wonderful stretch to the back, to the shoulders, and number one, I think, to a stretch to the hamstrings. Hands are spread wide. Okay, you're still friends. Good, good job. Last breath here, inhale. Exhale. We're going to come forward to plank because, yoga is just as much about stretch as it is about strengthening. So here, let's come to all fours first. The easier, I always start the easier one. So you're going to take your right arm, your left leg, but you're going to hold it a little bit and you're steady, you're looking down. And then your hand and knee touch down simultaneously and the other one extends. According to my many teachers in yoga, they all say that if you can do this perfectly without altering too much, going back and forth, and your upper body is just, your torso is as still as could be, you can do this, balance is yours. Like you can balance, you can do most of the balance pose. That's interesting, isn't it? So I want you to imagine you have maybe a glass of water. Ooh, we'll make it cold water on your back. You really don't want to dump it on your back. And you're trying to balance it as you extend. So you can keep working that, okay? Or we're gonna ratchet up a few notches. You're going to come into plank and take your feet wide. It's gonna help you. And without shifting, I'm not very good at this, honestly. I shift. I'm gonna try not to shift too much. Bring my hand to my shoulder and hand down. Other hand to opposite shoulder and down. I mean, I'm working hard to try. I don't think I'm perfect at it. I'm working, okay? Try not to shift too much side to side. This is gonna help us overall with balance. And one more, slow movement. You got it, you get it out. Come on to your belly, hallelujah. And come right to your Sphinx. And when you're in Sphinx, you try not to sink. Oh, go ahead and sink, get it over with, and then press it up. Good, good. And then, now this is interesting because a lot of us use our elbows, but not our hands. So really use your hands. Push your hands down. Yeah, you're gonna use your hands. And then try this. I'm gonna take my watch up. You have a watch up, hands come on. And then help you this way. So the wrists are down. Your hands not, but your wrists, you're gonna push down with your forearm and your wrist. Totally different. You can feel, oh wow, my back is working. Feet are working, everything's working. And then do the other way, not the other way. The way we normally do, palms flat. Yep. And as if you've sort of grown wings, you're gonna reach your arms back. So if you don't have a very strong back, you could look down. That's going to be easier on your neck. Or maybe you're a little stronger and you're going to look straight ahead. And palms are facing each other and at your sides. A little higher if you can. Okay, and release, bring your head down. And then we have locust, which is also a winged creature. Okay, so there are lots of locust poses. Shalabhasana. So you're going to take the right leg up into the air and then swing the leg across keep your legs straight. This first one, keep the legs straight. We'll do it twice. Roll onto your left hip, roll onto your outside left foot. Breathe. There's a nice twist. It's nice for your low back. And then release. Forehead stays down. Yep. And then let's go ahead. Left leg up in the air. And a lot of people say they get a pectoral stretch too. So on this side would be your right pec, right? So bring your left leg over, up as high as you can, over as far as you can, and breathe. And back. Okay. Second one, you can bend the knee. And if you're not so certain about it, you can watch, but I think most of you can do along with me. Forehead is down. I'm lifting my head a little bit so I can project my voice, so I can breathe. Right leg is up in the air. Right leg across to the left. Bending your right knee. Tap the floor with your toes and take your knee up. So you're really adding a twist. It's an external rotation of your hip joint. Release and to the other side. Left leg up, left leg across. Bend your left knee, tap the floor with your toes, send your knee up high. Yeah. Good. And release and come out. That's, some find that super easy, some not. There's a lot going on. It's not like you do that every day. It's a different kind of movement. All right, and let's peel back to child's pose. Stretch back. Take a moment, arms forward, head down, and stretch into your spine. We're going to go downward facing dog to a forward bend. So you go back, take a few rounds of breath. You can pedal, which means you bend one knee, you press opposite heel down, back and forth. And then walk to the front of the mat. And go wide with the feet. And take your hands to your elbows and just really like stretch here, your whole spine, release. And then we'll come down into a squat. So maybe your squat is modified. Maybe you come down quite a ways and stretch. Where we're at, inner thigh, stretch it. And then use your hands and press and come up. This is when I need a little help with setting the camera because they can see my feet. They can see up to here. Yeah, just being.
So do you want me to?
Yeah, you'll have to kind of, the problem is, let's see.
Not enough, I don't know.
A little closer and I'll just like.
You need younger people in your class.
I know, because I can't. Just up a tiny bit. Just
maybe a little lower. Just bear with us.
very sensitive.
Yeah, it is.
How's that? Stay back
Hopefully,
there, you'll be able to
yeah,
see your head.
hopefully, yeah, I kind of, my arms come up, they can't see, but that's okay. They know. They can, I think that's good enough.
Okay, they can.
Okay. They can see the essential from my knees up to my head. They can't see my feet. You see?
No, I'd have to turn sideways.
Yes.
You'd have to rotate the whole thing.
Is that possible?
I don't know. I've never
I
used
think
this.
once you start it, yeah. Okay, so we'll do, next time I'll rotate it, orient it differently. Okay, so we start out, we're doing eagle to triangle to half moon. We'll just kind of see how that all works. And what I would say is you're starting out at the front end of your mat. Okay, I'll face you. So you bend your knees, take your right leg over the other. Now to make it easier, you do like a figure four with your legs, or you cross. And then you take your arm, left arm over the other, and you wrap. So this pose, good. This pose is amazing for many, for balance, for strength, glute strength, for the brain, left to right coordination, cross-referencing, and for arthritic joints, or for those maybe who don't have arthritic joints to avoid arthritic. and then we unwind and you're gonna step back to a triangle. So you're extending into your triangle and you're shifting, and there you are in your triangle. So funny to see what's out the mirror. And breathe. I'll face camera. Good, good. So can the lower arm kind of hang? I know it's going to rest on the shin bone, but do you have to lean into it? So you should be able to, that's good, to swing it. And there you are. And then half moon. So the beauty here in the gym is that you could use a wall or using a block or hand, to the mat. And there you are. Half moon. And breathe. For those of you online, I'll work it out. I'll get this next Thursday. It should be better. Set up the camera better. Good. And then lower your top hand, your right hand, and come into a lunge. So I'm just having to realign. So you're in a lunge position, breathing in. Exhale. Oh, there we go. Hip flexors. That's a good one. Beautiful. And we're going to come back to plank. Plank. Pause. Now it's up to you. You can say, oh, I need my knees down. I want my knees up. Oh, maybe you're like, I'll go wide with my feet. I really like tapping my shoulders. And then you're tapping your shoulders. And, whatever works for your challenge. And then knees come down. Have your knees wide as your mat as you come down. Have your knees really wide. If you want to go wider, if you have a blanket, you go even wider. I'm off camera now. I'm going wide into frog. It could be child's pose or frog. And then knees come together. Downward facing dog. Press that. We'll walk, some like to spring, you can walk to the front of your mat. And when you're at the front of your mat, soften your knees, hands are to elbows, stretching out your low back, and you are in a forward bend. And then start to make your way up. Take the arms up into the air, half the journey, and hands up. You're working. Okay, second side. So, all right, so now it's going to be left leg over the other. So you bend both knees. It's your left, it's my left, right? So I'm not mirroring it for you. You're going to go across. And again, you can do part way. Your right arm over the other. Some like to hug, some go like so, or wrap. And think about how your joints benefit from this and how you can breathe into the back of your body. All right, and then we're going to go back into triangle, swing back. Now, once you took your legs wide, look at your foundation. Make sure you've got a good foundation. You need this foundation. Yep, and then so your back heel is pointing to the back end of the mat, and your leading foot is looking to the front of your mat. You got it. And then strong through your legs, take a breath in, shift, and come into triangle. And breathe and feel the strength that this pose does. I like that. So your hand can be down, but you really don't want to lean and it's going to come up. And we have half moon, so you can have your blocks be by a wall if you need to, or simply where you're at. Your hand is coming down. And you stretch, so you can see why those opening poses were really important. Hamstring, inner thigh, hip openings. And kind of like you take flight, we're taking flight together here. One more breath, inhale. Good. Start to bend your standing leg. Bring the hand that was in the air comes down, and you're in a low lunge. Low lunge. And keep stretching your back leg. This is important. Hip flexor. And then again, we're going to press that, come back to plank. It's up to you. Stay in plank or go wide with your feet. And again, you make your tap. Try to be steady with the upper body. And then let's bring the knees down, lower onto the belly. And from here, come onto your elbows. That might be at your Sphinx. And if you want, you can also straighten your arms so you're, I just adjust. You straighten your arms so you're going deeper into that. And we're going to lower and then grab a hold of one foot. Just grab a hold of one foot. Draw the heel. If this is hard for you, sometimes being on your side is a lot easier. Or if you can, you're on your belly. Grabbing hold of them. Draw, and this is quad stretch. So go ahead and press your hip bone into the mat. And then let's do the other side. Grab hold of the other foot. Draw heel towards buttock. And more important than that is like how wherever your heel goes, it goes, but we're all pressing the thigh into the mat, your upper thigh. Right where the hip crease is, I call it the hip crease. Good. And then from here, we'll come back and same thing, it could be child's pose, could be frog, or on a Hatha is what I'm going to. So your thigh is on the vertical, your forehead is down, arms are forward, and stretch into your back. Really stretch your back here and draw the belly in, elongate your spine. It's a great shoulder stretch. And back to standing. We're going through downward facing dog. Kissing back. And then walking forward. Now this time when you walk forward, when you have your feet wide, your right hand could be on your right shin bone or to the mat. I'm going to have mine on my ankle. And left hand on your low back, and you're going to reach your arm up. A little bit like a window. Try that the other side. Left hand down, right hand reaches up. Right hand. Now you're going to bend your knees and slip the elbows to the inside and like the arm, so you're reaching back. It's like a little winged creature coming up. She's like, oh my gosh. Yeah. And then imagine that you're going to wrap your left arm around your left leg. So you might say, oh yeah, I can't go there. Right hand on the back. Maybe you can go there. Maybe your hands connect and breathe. Other side, bring one hand down, one hand on your back, kind of like this. And then Maybe your hands connect. Those are amazing. Wow. Okay. And then release and arm up. Yeah. So you can swing the arms up and adjust this. Yeah. So we have a, let's see, go like that. So you claw your hands, they connect, call it the Ganesha grip. And you make it like, okay, low here. It's like you're shining halo. Okay, winged creatures. This is great for the shoulders. I'm trying to make it so you can see. Okay, you're circling. And then what I want you to do is cut it down in front of your face and behind. Yeah. Usually I do this with straps, so you guys are really open. It's an amazing shoulder stretch. Now you can start moving your torso more, side, go back, really going in front of your face and behind, and then reverse. Reverse the movement. It's wonderful. And rowers out there, kayakers. Joyce's. Okay. And should feel really good. All right, so what I want to do, I have like, there are different poses that we can do. Okay, so there's like bird of paradise. We can do that one. Or just kind of think of time. All right, so there's a pose that I call the dragonfly pose. It's not, it's a variation on a warrior 3, but I gave it a name. That's the joy of yoga. You make things up. So you have your blocks, you can be creative. That's what I'll say. So you can bring your blocks down and think about warrior 3. So I'm going to, so I'm going to reach, I can bend my knee, reaching for the block, and then extend and just kind of make an L shape with your legs. So you could have your hands on your block. You have 3 heights with the blocks, and some of you might not even need the blocks. And then that might be where you stay, or maybe you take your hands to your heart, in which case you've got a form of warrior 3. And some of you can spread your dragonfly wings. So, you know, the dragonflies, I said they were first winged creatures, evolved 300 billion years ago. And the original ones had a 2-foot-long wingspan. So here we are, just like the original dragonflies, and come on out. And it's a lot. Okay. So the squat is nice, wide squat. Your feet are wide. You go really super wide, like horse, and drop down. You can go even wider with your feet. Yeah. There you go. And shift a little side to side. Yep. You can do a regular squat or like those doing. And press that. Last one. So again, I kind of like to start with the blocks on high end, because I never know how it will be. Okay. So now the other leg floats up. Okay. And why is it we save the tighter side for last? Is that just me? So as you're here again, think of might want to not be square, try square. And maybe you're like, maybe you need the blocks, absolutely need them, maybe you find you don't. And some of you can bring your hands to your heart and breathe. And maybe spread your wings, spread your dragonfly wings. Yeah, your back foot could be pointed. That would look a little more like the, what would you call it, the abdomen part of the dragonfly. And then let's come on. And hands are to heart. So it's entirely up to you. Do you want to go wide squat like horse, or closer in like your regular malasana? And if you're going to closer in, you could fly like an eagle. Isn't that words to a song? I didn't mean that. Now that song's gonna be going through my mind. Okay, so let's just see. Maybe that's it for you. Maybe you're wide, but some could take flight. And the way I like to teach it, some are like, I'll never be able to do that, and you could bring your feet onto a block. And at least you can get yourself in position and see what it's like, and others will take part. And we're done with that. Okay. Well, guess what? There is a beloved winged creature, the pigeon. So, yeah, did you forget about that one? Yeah, so we have pigeon. And so if you know if pigeon doesn't work for you, you can always come onto your back and thread the needle. That works. Or you can come into pigeon from hands and knees, from downward facing dog. Yeah, whichever way you like. And you know, and people kind of think of the pigeon as like the lowly pigeon, right? Like the kind of urban bird. But you know, think of, you could be a passenger pigeon. They were quite beautiful. What's that? Oh, they're extinct. That's sad. No. When did they go extinct? You know, it was within like.
It was in the 19th century.
So sad. They were actually quite beautiful. Lower your head. My dad had homing pigeons. I guess called homing pigeons, right? Or they fly out and come home. And he loved it. My mom hated them. Oh, she couldn't stand them. It was just a joy for him, you know, I don't know, it's like a hobby. I think she made him get rid of them at some point, give them to someone. She just did not want pigeons around. Okay, so let's go ahead and be upright. And if you're on your back, you switch sides. If you're in pigeon, it's very nice to go back. Stretch out your legs in downward facing dog. And then as you're ready, you're going to come to the second side. Good. I forgot about that noise. Let's go ahead and start to press up, lengthen. And those of us in pigeon, again, you can press on back. We're eventually going to be on our backs. And so some of you have bolsters, and others might, you know, we're going to do a little arch. So what I would say is a number of things. One, you might just say, I'm ready for bridge. I'm going to do bridge again. That seems to be the safest on backs. That's okay. Others might want to have a bolster across their backs and lie back. But, you know, if you have a bolster, it's nice to support your head with a block. You don't have to. And then some have these blocks. And so one is under my back. my shoulder blades will hang off of it, and the other block under my head, and it's going to support my head. And you don't have to, like I might say after a little while or instantly, I might say, oh, I don't need a block thing. So every class, you should always have, and I'm going to get the lights, by the way, and then those on the online, be a little dark, but it's okay, still here. Oh, wow, super dark. Oh, that's scary. Hold on. Do you want one light on?
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
good.
that is white one, I think that's fine.
What's that?
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, this one's better. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're here. We turned the lights, it was like pure black. Really, really dark. Okay, no light. So, as we're here, I was saying that in a very nice, balanced yoga session, you should have twists, side bending, forward bending, arching, and then you'll probably have like a little, maybe a little more of one of those depending on the emphasis, right? So today I think we had our fair share of hamstring stretches. Forward bend, squat, low back. Go ahead and come off your blocks, just take the remainder of the time. Check the correct time. And allow yourself to completely relax. The last 5 minutes of your session. So as you're here, thinking about this theme of, the magical dragonfly, a call to delve deeper into your life.
completely practicing a nice body scan. See what's here. And then go ahead and start to deepen your breath. Begin to move your hands and feet. Now, those in the, you know this, whether you're in person or online, if you feel it's not enough time, you know you have the, you could totally stay in Shavasana. You know what I'm saying? That every once in a while, it's like, no, can't be. Those in this class, so I'm not going to be turning the lights off. You wouldn't believe it was so dark when I turned them off, and I would be tripping over the camera and over people's legs. So those of you online, go ahead and turn on your cameras if you like. And I did get a chance to look and see everyone who's here. So nice. We're all going to Om.